ready to laugh? This segment's going to be funny. Honestly, sometimes I look at our politicians and I wonder, who are they really? Are they happy with their job? Is this what they really want to do? And I just want to look at these politicians and wonder, like, do you even think before you say anything? And no, I'm not talking about Joe Biden. I'm talking about another Democrat altogether. But real quick here, just to be clear here, because I want to bring a comparison. When Lord of the Rings was first being made, there was going to be another actor to play Aragorn. And the actor who played Gandalf, noticed that he wasn't all in on it. And he just said to him, like, hey, more or less, do you really want to do this? Do you want to be part of this production? And that other actor, again, I apologize if I'm not getting the names correct, but said no. And that's how Aragorn got replaced with the other guy. Right? So, Congressman Ritchie Torres has a problem. He's not getting laid. Being a Zionist is difficult for him getting laid. Representative Ritchie Torres goes on a Jewish podcast to complain about how being a Zionist is making him difficult to get laid. Now, I know many of you might be typing on your computer or typing on your smartphone or just listening or maybe speaking out loud, as you should. Gee, Kit, that's an odd statement to make. He wouldn't really do that. Oh, he wouldn't, would he? He wouldn't, would he? 1 minute, 21 seconds of pure gold of, basically, this is going to be the mega mine a little up closest. No bitches, no dates, no guys knocking on the door. Maidenless. He has no one to keep his bed warm. No dates. He can't take someone out to get shrimp tacos. Shrimp tacos? Or hot dogs? Or hamburgers? They're not going to go out in a movie. They're not going to go to the movie theaters. Yes, Representative Ritchie Torres. He went on a Jewish podcast to say he's not getting laid. This is pure gold.
There's no issue on which I face more hate, harassment, and death threats than on the issue of Israel. Even my mother's been the target of harassment. There were activists who said to my mother, "You're a genocide mother and you should have aborted your son." It's put strain on personal relationships. I have a sibling who has jumped on the Free Palestine bandwagon. We have not spoken in months. I don't know if I could share this, but it's actually had an effect on my dating life. There are people who will not go on dates with me because I'm pro-Israel. I'll tell one quick story if it's not too personal. I went on a date with someone who I'm openly gay, for the record. And this person said, "Ritchie, I support everything you stand for except one issue." And I said, "What's the issue?" He said, "Israel." And when I said that I was a Zionist, he reacted as if I had uttered the word Nazi.
I know I said I wouldn't pause, but my goodness, that's funny. It's like, ew. You gave that guy the ick. Ritchie, you gave him the ick.
So I proceeded to explain what the word Zionism meant. And then at the end of the date, he asked for my number. So I put in the notes section, "Ritchie Torres, your favorite Zionist."
Ritchie, you're about to have about 18,000 Jewish women in your inbox with their sons' numbers.
Correct. Things that are not going to happen.
So you'll have what to choose from.
Oh, see, even the lady on the podcast was like, hey, you're going to have a couple of ladies reach out to you, Congressman. To which I got to say, who's going to tell them? Listen, I'm going to quote Joe Biden when he said about corporations that he'd gladly prostitute himself for corporations. See, a lot of these politicians, they might as well be wearing NASCAR jackets to find out who owns them. See, a lot of these politicians have gladly prostituted themselves to corporations and lobby groups. But the thing is, we're already establishing what you are, Ritchie Torres. You're not a statesman or a leader or a politician. Hell, you're not even a congressman. You're bought and owned, which means when you're twerking on that stage, that money that you're getting is from the donors. You don't represent the voters. And the thing is, what kind of good guy wants to introduce a hoe to the family? We're already establishing what you are. Your loyalty is only to the highest dollar. That's all these politicians, Democrats and Republicans. Reason why you're not getting laid? Reason why no one's introducing you to their mama and papa? It's because you might not be a good fit for the family. I could see somebody's mother being like, look, he takes that 8-pack money, which means if they tell him, if they pay him enough to go after you, he will, or cheat on you, he will. Because these politicians ain't loyal to nobody. These hoes ain't loyal. Maybe I'm being too mean. Maybe I'm being too mean. Maybe I am. I'm being too mean. But he's crying on a podcast. Oh, I'm not getting laid. Oh, because I'm a Zionist. Oh, no. Well, first of all, shout out to your dates. At least they know, like, oh, my goodness. God almighty. By the way, hold on. Want to get this out here. Hold on. First of all, JBP says, if they jump, he asks how high. Crystal Watson, I'm ashamed of my audience being so mean. They says, get a toy. And not mean enough. This is a family-friendly show. This is. Miss Ritchie, perfect. I can't get a guy to, I can't get my wang bone sucked by a gay guy because I suck too much rich wang bone. There you go. I censored that to be family friendly for YouTube, but there you go. There you go. At least the same-sex dates have standards and boundaries. Robert Brown for the win. But it's funny. It's funny to see this. And by the way, this tweet right here, maybe this is also what's preventing him from getting laid. One of our viewing members posted this in 2023. Notori Lee, a message for the shitty Ritchie, aka Ritchie Torres. Ritchie Torres, a Zionist hoe, from November 4th, 2023. And by the way, look, shout out again to INN, because this happened in October too, because maybe this also caused a lot of people to look at him and see like, huh. And there's the, hold on, let me remove the Hard Lens Media watermark so you guys know that it's from INN. So there you go, as you should indeed. So let's go ahead and play this video. It's only 49 seconds of pure gold, because you must never forget who Ritchie Torres is.
Ritchie Torres, what do you say? Ritchie Torres, what do you say? How many deaths did you fund today? How many deaths did you fund today? Ritchie Torres, what do you say? Ritchie Torres, what do you say? How many deaths did you fund today? How many deaths did you fund today? Netanyahu, asesino! 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 Netanyahu! Asesino! Netanyahu! Asesino! Netanyahu! We touch you with genocide! We touch you with genocide! Ritchie Torres, you can't hide! Ritchie Torres, you can't hide! We touch you with genocide! We touch you with genocide!
Shame on all of you. Shame on you all. It's because of all of you talking like this. He had to go crying on a podcast. Listen, one more time for us to laugh.
There's no issue on which I face more hate, harassment, and death threats than on the issue of Israel. Even my mother's been the target of harassment.
Which, again, look, leave the families alone. But look, Ritchie, you're a public figure. And right now, the death toll is being confirmed to be much higher than just 37 or 40,000. Folks, some reports are right now shooting it to be 180 to 190,000. The number is going to get higher. I'm so sorry.
Or activists who said to my mother, "You're a genocide mother and you should have aborted your son." It's put strain on personal relationships. I have a sibling who has jumped on the Free Palestine bandwagon. We have not spoken in months. I don't know if I could share this, but it's actually had an effect on my dating life. There are people who will not go on dates with me because I'm pro-Israel. I'll tell one quick story if it's not too personal. I went on a date with someone who I'm openly gay, by for the record. And this person said, Ritchie, I support everything you stand for except one issue. And I said, what's the issue? He said, Israel. And when I said that I was a Zionist, he reacted as if I had.
Mastermind hour. Get up and go see the White House counselor. Why does he need a date? He's got all the schmoozy butt plugs he can ever use. That's not family friendly. That's not family friendly at all.
Uttered the word Nazi. So I proceeded to explain what the word Zionism meant. And then at the end of the date, he asked for my number. So I put in the notes section, Ritchie Torres, your favorite Zionist.
Ritchie, you're about to have about 18,000 Jewish women in your inbox with their sons' numbers.
Correct.
So you'll have what to choose from.
So it's funny when it happens to them. But Ritchie, listen, Ritchie. Okay. So you have no guys knocking on your door, giving you a bouquet of flowers. I know. Dating in this modern day and age is difficult for a lot of people. Guys and gals. It's all up and down. Left, right, BA, select, start, right? But the thing is, maybe it's because of who you are and the money you take and how indifferent you are to the crisis that's happening. Shout out to your dates for being politically aware. I mean, at least you're dating smart people, right? But these smart people also seem to be a lot smarter than you because, oh, wait a minute, they don't want to be with a Zionist. And plus, if they know that you're going to get that AIPAC money, listen, all politicians are bought and sold, which means if you can be bought, anybody can buy you, including your love. Now, what kind of good guy wants to bring that to his house, to his family? After all, they got to make sure that loyalty means something. And if you could be bought, you're not loyal to anybody. I guess it's going to be a very dull summer for you. What a shame. But we can all point and laugh. You go crying on a podcast. Nobody's DMing me anymore. Nobody's calling me anymore. Why? Because you owned by AIPAC. Nobody wants to bring that to their family. And if that's me being mean, then I guess I'm mean. I'm an awful, awful man. What can I say?